intelligence. Yeah, okay. So, morning. I have written a book on the enemies of innovation. It's the last slide, I think. I try to talk about the friends of innovation, and I'm concentrating a little bit because this is corporate startups. I mean, on intrapreneurs, and this is the difference. So you can make a startup with a small idea, but if you come up in Daimler or IBM or Telecom with a small idea, that's nothing, because you have to scale the ideas to the size of the company. So if you want to have a real change in a company, you have to have an idea what is really exciting for IBM or Daimler or Telecom or Deutsche Bank. So you cannot make a real startup with a small department. That's different. So if you are outside, you can do that. Okay, let me start with theory about alpha animals. Do you know that? These are the bosses, called alpha animals. And there are other types, species. These are the people who know everything. These are beta animals. The professors of math, like me, knowing everything. And imagine there's a alpha animal outside fighting for the company to survive. Everything is full of blood. They are fighting the companies, and inside the company there's a professor of math, Gunter Dueck, and said, I know what to do. If he would ask me, I would know. But the alpha animal never asks, but she's outside fighting. And most of the time, all the innovators are sitting inside the company and know everything, how things should be, but they are not listened to. That's the problem. There are third animals. This is gamma animals in the company. These are the normal crab, doing nothing, just do work. And the last of the alphabet is alpha and omega. The last one is omega animal. These are the misfits, the rebels, like the assholes in the company. They have a very much different understanding what the company should be. And they are always shouting at the company, we should do that, and the department leader hates that. So every meeting is shooten down by this omega animal. You have a normal meeting, you say, make your quarters numbers, make your months numbers, the week numbers, and then the omega says, no, I want to change the company in full-blown explosion, revolution, something. And then they say, keep quiet, and after the first trial, the omega is said, go out. That's the problem. And I think I argue in the next 20 minutes that normal people in large corporations are so rather brave workers, better animals, and if you want to change something in a big company, you should have a little bit the tendency to be an omega animal, to be a little bit asshole in the meetings. Maybe maybe you should be 80% better animal and 20% rebel, asshole, or something. If you are entrepreneur, this is very much different, and the percentage is very much different. They're very lower beta factors. So that's, and I try to explain what entrepreneurs are doing. The intrapreneur notion was coined by Gifford Pinchot Jr. 3. He wrote a book in 1984 on intrapreneur. This is from this book we have the notion of intrapreneur. IBM had the grace, or gave me the chance to learn that, and I had a 2 weeks course in New York with Gifford Pinchot in person. This changed my life a little bit. So the book is also available. The book is out of print, but sometimes you can have it in Amazon.com for 1 cent or something like that, just for a transportation cost. And I made the course in, I think, '93, and I made a process in the company that this course has to be, it was for the award winner of an innovation process, and I made this process. I tried to engage a lot of people worldwide, and for security I tried to win the award, and I got it in the end. So I know all these things, and I got as one of 16 people the course of Pinchot in the end. Changed my life a little bit. Just read the book and do it like this. It's okay. I succeeded in the end. Okay. This is normal curve for innovation. You have first protagonists. These are the entrepreneurs with a bright idea, and you have to open the minds of the next generation. So people who may like the idea. And then you have some people who are closed minds, or in the classical theory you have, this is early adopter, this is first half of the progressive part of the population, these are more the laggards of the late majority of the population. And I made different names here. I like to speak of protagonists. These are the people who have a new idea, and then you have some people who they may be interested, and then now you have a lot of people who are not interested, and then there are people who think that you are destroying Earth. So think about, you have the idea for Zuckerberg, you have Facebook. Then you try to engage the first normal people in Facebook, but the problem is that's much overlooked in entrepreneuring, that you have a lot of antagonists. So Facebook has a lot of enemies, and makes a lot of problems. And you should know your enemies in front of your idea. So in entrepreneuring, it's not really the case. So you can start with Facebook. You can interest all the other the young people for dating or playing around with farmers. So you can walk this way, and usually the books of innovation say you have to go over this gap of innovation. You have to get your idea in the first normal half of the population to sell it. That's the basic problem. That's not the basic problem in a company. If you are working in a big company, then you have the enemies inside your company. That's the problem. You have to fight against enemies all the time. And you have a lot of antagonists. They say to every idea you can have in a big company, they say you cannibalize our old business. If Deutsche Telekom goes mobile, what's then? If a publisher goes into e-book, what's with the old business? If you are going as a bank in the internet, what's going on with the old people, with the people working in the banks? I had that in IBM. I was cloud manager. The first question was, please, cloud is fine, but what about outsourcing? I say, outsourcing is cloud. I say, sorry, this is a basic pillar of our business. I say, sorry, go. That's the transformation. And say, you cannot want that. You see, this is the normal meeting. That people say, if you do something new in the company, then old things have to die. And you have to bury them. And then you have all the antagonists and close minds there. And that's the problem. And therefore you are so much frustrated in a big company. And what you have to do is make friends, make them friends. That's my basic message. That's a lot of work to enthuse these people. You have not only to sell it to normal people, this is usually in a big company customers maybe, but you have to get imagination of your possible enemies, and you have to talk to them. And if you just ignore them, that's not a good idea. They get you. Then you say, yes, your idea is brilliant, everything fine. Maybe we have some money in some months, and then they make you a burnout. And that's, if you are an innovator in a big company, they say, make a presentation. You're working 2 weeks on a presentation, and then you can have this presentation in 3 months from now when we have a meeting. And in the meeting they say, do you have a business case? No. Make a business case, make a presentation, then you bring a business case. Then they say, you should have a flyer. And that you should have a demo CD. And then say maybe in 2 years from now you can present that at a CeBIT fair or something. And you are working and working, and you say, please let me do, or give me some money. You say, no, not yet. Please have first a flyer, DVD, something. And then you are working, get a burnout, and nothing occurs. That's the problem. And you have to come over these. Okay. That's from Schopenhauer, very old. Just, I have that in my heart, burned in my heart. In German, said, first they are laughing, then they are fighting, then it becomes normal. In Germany it's so that Germans do not really like to be laughed at. Americans are a little bit more stable in that question. So if someone so if a mother has a son and the son is fighting against, say, kangaroos or something in circus, the mom is maybe proud. In Germany, not. That's a little bit silly. Okay? And the next thing is to fight, to be fighting. In a fight, the Germans are not really, they do not like to fight. You see, you are going to Daimler and to Telecom and to IBM to be kind of government lifetime employment. You do not like to fight. This was a basic reason that you joined the company. And now the people say, in the company, you have to be laughed at and you have to fight. And you get punished. You get no salary for that. So in IBM we have appraisal every year. So you get a school grade 1, 2, 3. 1 is excellent, 10%. Then normal people get a 2, so 50%. Then the losers 3, 30%, and some are really punished 4 or 5. So that's very hard. So in the first year when I joined IBM, I had 1. And then you get a really raise, okay? I left IBM 25 years later, and I had the normal quota, so I had, I think, 16 2s and 8 3s. And they said, you have done in this year marvelous things, but that was not what you should have done. So it was okay, and you made a lot of new ideas, but you did not really your job, what your numbers, something, and therefore you get 3 sometimes, or 2, and not the best salary. So this is the life of the entrepreneur. So I had ideas the first year, nothing. The second year, nothing. The third year, and then they said, in the third year I thought I get a 1, because I'm so excellent. And then said, you are lucky that you had this curve, because we thought a lot of the time to fire you. So in the first year, and there's no real award in a big company to have success with an innovation. The award is to do something real. That's inside. You get not a reward really outside the company. And of course, you see, I was promoted 7 times in 10 years. So then was finished. I was distinguished engineer or CTO. This is the end of career. So, but they promoted me, but they never gave me a real raise. You have to think about that. And as an entrepreneur, I went to the company, I made 1 year what had to be done, was not really my job. I made not really my numbers, but I did what I had to do. And then they said, that's not really what you should do. And then I shouted on my boss, I said, I want a 1. He said, 2. And after an hour, I get outside with a 3, 2. Then I stood at the door and said, 1 year freedom more. You see? So always my fight in this hour was not about money, but I avoided by this fight on 1, 2, 3. I avoided to discuss the question if I should, if I could stay an entrepreneur or not. They could have forbidden me to be an innovator. They never did. I made a different fight on a 1 or 2 or 3. That was a different place to find. Okay. Wait. Maybe it's a test of Hermann brain dominance. Some large companies, they have the test. I'm sorry, it's $75, I think. You can have a self-test, buy a book, Whole Brain Thinking or something like that from Ned Herman. You are classified in 4 classes of people. These are people, these are sitting in the inner circle of the company, the controllers, the finance people, human resources, and all these kinds of people. They are only making meetings, numbers, tables, Excels, org charts, nothing more. And then they make a law. This is the table we want to have next year, and then I think someone should do that. Then you have some real doers in the company. They make a plan and do it. And then the yellow ones are like me, have the crazy ideas. And then there are friendly people who look for the meaning of the work. That's the different class of people. Just look, you can classify that. The problem is for innovation, you should have an idea and just work. No meetings. If you have blue people in your big company, maybe from the vice president, I think 2/3 or maybe 90% of them are blue. This is the real enemy of innovation. All the meeting processes, numbers, Excel spreadsheets. Please avoid them. Go from the idea straight here. So, good idea would be to have an idea, make it meaningful with lovely people. First have the idea, make it meaningful, and then just do. And keep out all the blue people. No meetings, no flyers, nothing. Just make prototypes. It's better. Just make forbidden prototypes in the basement, and then come up with a prototype and say, I have done it. And I said, that was what was forbidden all the time. And say, sorry, I had to do that. Isn't it nice? And they said, yes, it is nice, but forbidden. And I said, can someone help me? Something like that. It's different. Please avoid that. No precise info about the future. Okay. This is more the idea part. This is enthusiastic part. This is execution. And these people make the finance and planning and stop those all the time. And therefore, I think all the big companies said, we have a strategy, we are glad about our strategy, we are happy with our strategy, we have the direction, we know where to go. We tried it 2 years. We are lacking in execution. But they have it in meetings. No one is coming here. Okay, imagine to shoot a rocket to the moon. They compute for 100 years how to come to the moon. They make all the science and all these things. You see, a real engineer, an entrepreneur, is just buying some the dynamite, something goes into the garden, tries, and then we need some more. Go ahead. You see, no meetings, no numbers. Okay, that's me. You see, I have lots of ideas. Under stress, this is this word. I'm nice. I do not like to execute. That's my problem. That's I'm an intrapreneur. I have people to do that. And the worst part of me is the blue one. This is exactly 10%, but I learned that. I made friends. Okay. This is from Pinchot in the book, long time ago. And I give you just one. I explain just only these 3 words. You see, you have background idea, feedback, prototype, business plan. And then you have to do something. This is unknown. I cannot give an answer to. And then here is business. Business plan, business. And the problem is here are beta animals, researchers, very intelligent people. And here are all the number crunchers, the blue ones. They make the business. And it's not known what. You see, these are quiet people, these are normal people, and in between you need energy, energy, energy. That's the innovation in this one. I copied you, I just took some question out of the book from Pinchot. Take the question with you and give answers. Please give answers. Is it real? Really tough answer. Is it not a fancy idea? Is it really real? Next question. Please sell your house. They asked me, Pinchot asked me, what is your house worth? I said $300,000 euros, so maybe $500,000. And said, okay, you give me the $500,000, and I give 5 million, and then we make a joint venture, and your idea can be perfected. And then I said, oh, my house. And he said, see, these are my 5 million, please, and I have earned 5 million. I needed 20 years to have 5 million. I give you these 5 million, and you do not want to sell your lousy house? He said, you see my wife? I said, out of here. You see? And then they said, this is the next question, would a house love to sell the house? So, and then you see, if you are working in telecom, Daimler, IBM, and then you see, you do not really believe in your idea. That's the problem. You see, you are willing to work on the idea. If many people pay you 5 million, then okay, you distribute the 5 million and waste 5 million. That's fine. But if you have to sell your house, that's different. An entrepreneur should be in the mood to sell his house. Okay? That's the basic question. You go out of all the others. He is sighting in the eyes. Is the company good at it? If you don't believe that your company can do that, don't try. It becomes a disaster. A fit to the innovator. Do you really believe in it? Or is it just for your career? Does it mean something to your soul? Are you always thinking about day and night with that or something? And this is a particular question. I have to stop there because you see the signs here. Is your company ready for innovation? That's a good question. Have you the freedom to do? This fitting to the company, this was 1-day course from the 10 days. This was so boring. I said, boy, stop fit to the company, stop that. This is so boring. And then I needed 10 years to understand this is the most important part. So you have to fit your idea. Okay, this is the book. The book was just elected to be on the short list to be is one of the 10 best business book this year for the fair and the book fair in Frankfurt. So I do not think that I'm the winner because usually the winner is asked if he has time to take the prize with him. Nobody called me, so I'm just on the top 10, that's okay. Okay, last slide, please think about that. That's my best slide. Take it, copy it. Innovation is really hard work, and you have everything has to fit. And usually, entrepreneurs try to train innovation with styrofoam. That's the problem. You do not really grab that. It's really, really, really hard work. So that's what I had to say. If I'm here until maybe so go to the lunch, and maybe I go upstairs if somebody has questions, needs consulting, needs a hard opinion to his idea. Welcome. Thank you.